listening to Out of the Box with Rosie Tran. I'm here with adult film actress Tessa Lane. How are you doing, Tessa?
Oh, good. Okay, am I good? Making sure I'm good.
What's going on?
Putting things closer to my mouth.
Okay. If you don't like adorable, hot, sexy, hilarious girls gabbing for the next hour, you might want to turn off the podcast.
Turn it off.
Because Tessa is smoking hot and we have just been gabbing for 15 minutes straight before I even pressed record. So for my listeners who don't know about you, where are you from? How did you get into the business? Tell us everything.
I am originally from New York, Long Island.
But you don't have that awful Long Island accent.
Because
sorry, New Yorkers.
I learned how to hide it because like nobody really wants to hear that. So every time from doing so many interviews, like I came out here and they were like, no, honey, you can't.
So can you bring it out? What is
it?
It
Yeah. Especially if I'm like drunk or really angry, it's bad. But
give me like a sentence. Just be like
I don't talk with my New York accent all the time.
How would that sound during a lovemaking
right?
scene?
Like, oh, they give me that long dick. People are like, no.
They're like, no.
That's, like, it was.
You
so
know, there's
funny.
some Jersey guy that's like, she's a broad from back home.
I love her.
I love her.
But like, I came out here and they were like, no, you need to do something about it. I'm like, fuck, okay. So like, I hung out with a bunch of people that like just had that like regular California accent. So like, I'll say certain things, and like when I go back home though, I was home this summer for like over a month, and I came back here and they were like, you are back where you started. I'm like, shit, okay, we'll work on it. But yeah, I was born and raised Long Island, and about 3 years ago, like I kind of always wanted to do porn in the back of my head. Like I grew up watching it and like creepily idolizing these women.
I'm kind of jealous, actually. I have to say, everyone always makes fun of me. They're like, oh, if your comedy career doesn't go well, you can always do porn. First of all, I'm way too old. I'm almost 30. No one from
I'm 25.
No one from Hollywood listened to this podcast. But
30 in Hollywood is like 65.
65 in the real world, right? But I mean, I kind of had a secret like fetish or whatever. I grew up in a super conservative household. My mom is religiously confused. She's basically every religion. There's like a Catholic.
She's like the coexist sign.
She is the coexist sign. We went to a Buddhist temple for a while. Then she was confused. We went to a weird like Catholic church. She like didn't like that, so she was religion hopping.
Oh, okay.
And
well, that's fun.
So she was like every religion that was super strict and judgmental. And I love you, Mom. But and then my dad is just like the traditional super conservative strict Asian dad. So I kind of like had a secret like fetish.
That was like the taboo for you.
That was like the taboo, right? So, but you actually, I think I found like not even like a dirty magazine. This is sad, like a catalog or something of like dildos.
Like, I was gonna be like JCPenney bras.
No,
not
like,
that bad.
No, it was like a catalog of sex toys or something, and it didn't even have anything that sexy. I think it had a picture of like a woman with like a swimsuit on it, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? So I'm actually, like, I mean, we're not that old, but definitely they did not have internet back then, so it was like the sticky magazine.
Oh god. I grew up. I was raised Catholic, and Irish Catholic. If you don't talk about something, it doesn't exist. So
just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, we never spoke about sex. It wasn't like I was like uneducated about it, but once I hit like 11 and I started going on the computer, and then like there was like Napster where you could start downloading videos, and I'd be like and like
with your like dial-up connection.
Yeah, right.
It was like so slow.
And like, but I would like type in the dumbest shit. I'd be like boobs or like like stupid things that because I didn't know what to do, but like I started watching it on there, and I just like
they had like those movies back
then?
On Napster.
Yeah, like Napster, LimeWire. Like if you typed in, like
you were creative. I was like
creepy.
On Teen Chat. I was on Teen Chat.
Oh well, I was totally
I
was in NSYNC chats. Like I had best friend NSYNC fans. So I'm
how
one of
many
those
like
girls.
60-year-old creepy old dudes was I chatting?
I know. I really don't want to know actually, but there were tons of times that like we thought it was NSYNC, and I was totally like, I'll totally French kiss you, and like thought that was so dirty, and I'm like 11 years old. It was so bad.
You're pretty innocent. I think I was like 12 or 13, and I was going on Teen Chat lying and saying I was 15 or 16, and then just like totally perving up this.
I was like scared to do that though. I didn't even have my first kiss till I was like 14.
I didn't have my first kiss till I was 14 either, but I was definitely like
curious,
pervy. I think because I think that the reason I was so pervy at that young age is because my parents did not talk about anything. My dad literally, I think when I was in the 5th grade, a boy called for homework.
Oh God.
And my dad was like, why is a boy calling for homework? And I was like, I don't know. I'm sorry. You know, like he was just so strict that it made me even like more boy crazy. Like I don't think like I feel like,
oh my God, why did he freak out like
I was
that?
like,
What is there to know? Like
it was he was just so like, don't ever talk to a boy, don't look at a boy. If you date, you have to get married to him. So I think it made me even more pervy than just a normal girl.
I don't know. I wasn't really like I was pervy by myself though. Like I would sit and watch, and I remember like it was a jaw massager. Yeah, and it wasn't even mine. And like I remember my mom and my aunt they have like TMJ where their jaw gets knocked off track. Like if someone could hug them and it's like
this sounds very sexual / horrible.
I have it too now, thanks for the genes. But like I remember like we had it at the house and my aunt was like, oh, I don't even want it anymore. And like I no idea about masturbation, nothing. And I remember like, and I was like watching TV laying on my couch, like out in the open, just like doing it all over my body. And then I was just like, oh! And like I didn't go all the way, but I was totally like, oh my God, what is that? You know? And like that's where it like all went downhill.
Well, how old were you?
I want to say like 12.
I can't remember my first thing. I definitely leaned against the washing machine. And had an experience because we had a very cheap, like crappy $200 Whirlpool washing machine, so it would
like go all over the place.
I went there one time, and then I think I must have been 14 or 15 when I lost my virginity to a banana. That is where Out of the Box podcast is going. I told my friend, I said, I'm naming my podcast Out of the Box. He's like, is that a pun? I'm like,
oh my God, I lost my virginity to a banana.
I did. And the best part about this is not even in my stand-up act, and I need to put it in there. The best part about the banana was I put a condom on it.
Oh my God. At least you were safe.
I was very safe. I hope none of my family members are listening to this episode, but yes.
Warn them.
This is explicit. I'm putting the explicit label.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm surprised I'm not like in...
I never like got to like the insertion stage until after I had sex because I was like, oh my God, like that's too much. Like I was too scared.
No, something was going on down there. I don't know if God just like injected me with hormones. I'm surprised.
He was mad that your mom took you to so many different churches.
Yeah, he was like, you need to pick a church, bitch. So, it was bad. I was like just a mess, you know, with the acne and the braces. Like I had major hormone injection from God. It was bad.
I hit 14 and I was like 5'8" and like 100 pounds. And then I just had boobs. I was so like lanky and awkward with boobs, and I'm just like, hey. I
kind of wish I knew like the power of like the young girl though, because I would have like just messed with older guys.
Oh yeah,
I wish
that
I
would have been
like,
so great.
I just want to like go tell young girls like
listen, this is what you need to do. Get them while you can and make them hate life. I'm not bitter at all, I swear. I
had a couple of creepy teachers that I could have totally like destroyed them. But I think
I went to Catholic school. They're all like old.
They're all disgusting.
Yeah.
I had a couple of cute like teachers I could have destroyed. I actually found out, I'm not going to say names because this is privacy purposes, but I found out that a girlfriend of mine actually did hook up with a teacher.
That's hot though. Like,
yeah, I'm like jealous.
It's creepy, but it's hot at the same time.
It is creepy, and a guy friend of mine got really pissed. He's like, she was molested. I'm like, I don't know.
Man, it might have been the other way around, but...
Okay, so we're going off track. So how did you decide to get in the industry after your initial...
Because I, grew up watching it, and like I was doing singing. I sing. And,
okay.
Yeah, and I always had it in the back of my head though. I was like, oh, I should just do porn. Fuck it,
So you wanted to be a performer?
Yes.
Yeah. You wanted to do something.
And then about 3 years ago, a friend that I've known since I was like 11, like she moved out here and was having her birthday party. And I'm like, oh, I'm 21, like never left home, was never on a plane. And I'm like, I'm going to California. And my parents
you are crazy.
yeah, but like I just did it. I was only going for like 5 days, like to celebrate her birthday. I hadn't seen her in years and stuff. So I come out here.
Is she in the business? No, okay.
No, she was just a childhood friend. And I come out here, we go to Hollywood, and we're in a club, and there's like a red carpet, and I'm like, oh, it's probably like the stupid red carpets that clubs do. And then I see like porn stars, and I'm recognizing them all, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like whispering to her, like all excited. I'm like, do you see? She's like, I don't know who that is. And I'm like, oh my God, I love
why
her.
Why do you know every
She's
single
like,
star?
Hold on. And I'm like, oh my God. And then one of the guys he was a performer that I recognized too. He kind of like saw me creeping in the corner, and he's like, oh, like come over, like party with us, you know? So I'm like up in the booth. Like I think I'm the shit. I'm like, oh, okay, chill with porn stars. And then like me and him just started talking, and then he became my agent, and I moved out here a year later and never turned back.
Did your parents freak out, or are they supportive?
My parents are really awesome. I mean, I've always been like the black sheep of the family. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't really been in trouble, but like I've done things that, you know, like with high school, I was like, I'm not going. Fuck you, I'm not going. And they're like, no, you're going to school. And I'd be like, nope, not going. Like, you know, like I was just always different. And you know, I told them the first thing, they were just like, are you safe? And I'm like, yeah, we get tested every 14 days. And
are your parents like hippies? That's awesome.
Not at all. Like I was actually like, I had to get shit faced to tell them, like I was drunk as fuck because I was so scared. Like we never even spoke about sex before. So like, as far as
Irish Catholic, I'm like, are they like hippies?
Yeah.
Like, why are they so open about this?
So like, as far as they were concerned, I was a virgin, you know, because we just never spoke about it. And I was like, I'm shit faced right now because I'm really scared to tell you, but I was like, I'm doing porn. And like, they kind of like took a step. It took them a couple minutes, and then finally my mom was like, are you safe? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, are you happy? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I'm not going to root you on, but she's like, I'm not going to hate you. So I'm like, thank you. You know, like they were awesome. I mean, they're not happy about it, but they're not mad.
Church praying.
Right?
Confession.
Lord.
Father.
Writing the rosary beads. No, like they're actually really cool. I mean, we don't talk about it now just because it's obviously a weird subject, but they know what I'm doing. And they know that if I was unhappy, I'd be like, I'm not doing, you know,
yeah.
like
you're the kind of person that's like, I'm out.
Yeah. I'm not one to like to do something that I'm like, I'll never be miserable and be like, oh, I have to do, you know, like I don't have to do anything. I'm like a stubborn bitch. So to put it point blank, but you know, my mom knows that, and I'm closer with her because it's like woman thing. So she knows, and she raised me that way. Like, she's like, you don't fucking do whatever the fuck you don't want to do. You know, like, I'm like, okay. So they know once I get to the point where I'm like, okay, they'll be happy, I guess. But they support me either way.
Have you thought about transitioning? I know a lot of adult film actresses has transitioned into directing or producing or other things where they have a lot more power and control over.
I actually...
Or you just not into
the agency side of things, because I've seen girls go through hell, like,
with bad agents.
Yeah, I lucked out so much. Like the performer T-Real that I had met, who became my agent, he actually wasn't even an agent at the time, and he was kind of guiding me under his wing. He's like, okay, we're gonna find you an agent. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. And then like, we were looking around, and he was like, none of these agents are looking out for your best interests. And
so why do you think, I'm just curious, I don't want to cut you off, but why do you
fine.
think that is? Because I hear a lot of that, you know, like I do acting too, and I hear so many people just saying that their agents, you know, are just line bags. They only care about the money. They're throwing them under the bus. And I've had people that could possibly have really big deals acting wise or comedy wise, and their agent is just looking for the cheap dollar and not negotiating the best contract for them,
right,
et cetera, et cetera. And so it seems like a business where you're working with artists. You're working with artists. You got to look out for your artists.
I think it's laziness, and then they just don't really care. They want the quick dollar, and
there's a lot of amazing agents too.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I mean,
like there's agents that are amazing. And
I've heard some horror stories. Usually the agents I've actually met that are amazing are former actors or performers,
right?
Because they know what it's like.
Actually, no, the top agent, Spiegler, he's never performed, but he treats his girls like they're his family, and you know he's great to them, and they're the top girls in the industry.
I think that's how it should be with everything.
Exactly, and that's why my agency is pretty new. Like they pretty much jumped off when I started, so about 2.5 years ago, and I was like one of the first girls on their roster, and like they're growing now and they're amazing. I I would be lost without them. But they treat us like human instead of just cash cows kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which that's why I'm like, okay, I would definitely like I would join my agency and help them, you know,
develop girls.
Right. And especially because like even just to tell girls how to prepare to get to set, what to bring, to the point of like cleaning your, you know what I mean?
Tell me. I want to know for my own personal sex life. Tell me.
Oh, well, no, like I mean like gross shit. Like you have to bring like Hypocleanse.
So why?
There's like antiseptic wash
Because of
you could get staph infections from the couch.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't happened in a long time. Like I've been on like a skeezy set, but like, you know, like the lower budget companies and a lot of the places you shoot in the same locations,
even if it's a higher end.
So, some of the couch, like the really professional, they'll clean everything, but some people don't. And it's like so many people have been on this couch sweating on it, body, you know,
Yeah. I'm
so
making a
when you
face right
think,
now.
yeah. But I actually haven't ran into, like, it happened in the beginning, and then I think it kind of more people spoke out about it, so then people were like, all right, maybe we should step up. But you know, it's like they'll bring even douches. Like girls don't know how to take care of themselves, and it's really sad. You know, like you get like these 18-year-old little girls, and they're just like, oh,
that's like really, like,
yeah. Like not like I'm not that like they don't like smell, but I'm just like like they'll come in like sweaty and they won't jump in the shower, and like you're about to have sex with this person. Like, they're about to have their face in your vajay. Like go in the shower.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, like just little things like that like girls go in, and then, you know, if they're working with someone that's been in here for years, and like if a guy will just like politely be like, oh, like could you just go douche, they get like really hurt about it, and like they think and they're like, no, like nothing's wrong with you, I'm just you've been running around all day, and just like clean up, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh my god, and they get like they break down on set. So like I just
Aww.
yeah. I know. Like, I feel so I've totally cried on set too. I mean, not for those reasons, but like, you know, something little will happen and you just become a mess.
So what is your specialty? What I've seen some of your
blowjobs.
You're like, yes, you're so excited. Is that why your jaw? Tell me the truth.
I mean, it totally makes it worse, but I just go along with it. But I'm like, oh, I can like unhinge my jaw to open it more. I gotta go watch now. Yeah.
What I don't like is the girls that just do it for show, and they're just like wiggling their tongue all over your place.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, that doesn't even look
like, you don't know. Like I enjoy it.
Like I also enjoy it, but that's beside the point. This is not about me. But I don't like watching when the girls are just like wiggling their tongue. Like it doesn't even look like it's enjoyable.
They're not into it.
They're not into it.
They're just kind of like sit there like holding it. And you're
like holding
put
it.
Your neck into it.
It looks like you're like, okay,
yeah.
Why are you doing this scene? Are you that desperate for drug money?
Yeah.
Like what? Like you look so unhappy. You know what I mean? Like as a
How
woman,
much do you hate your dad today?
Like what are your what did daddy do to you? What did Uncle Jesse do? What did grandpa do?
Oh no, don't say Uncle Jesse. It's Full House.
I know, I'm teasing. But but it's just that they look so miserable that even as a woman, like I like to watch
people that are into it.
And I like to watch very, very specific stuff, which I haven't really seen the kind of stuff that I'm into. And maybe
because you're a weirdo. No.
It seems like a lot of the stuff is either very not generic, but like typical, like either, you know, interracial or like Asian or extreme fetish. Like I've noticed like extreme fetish stuff popping up online to the point where it's like, okay,
you're like, holy shit,
who has a fetish for this? Like
people have some crazy fetishes.
Yeah, well, I guess a lot
like from balloon popping. Like yeah, it's really weird.
I've seen some stuff, and especially being a comedian, I have a lot of male comic friends who are into some really weird stuff and talk about it on stage.
Of course they are.
And it's like, what happened to just like normal? What I'm into is just normal, slightly aggressive sex, not like rapey stuff, but not S&M. Like I feel like it, like
right, a good medium,
like not like the guy's like raping her or something creepy, but not. Yeah, I feel like every time
like I smack her around a little bit,
yeah, but not like punching, or
not
like
crazy. Breaking her face.
And I feel like everything online is like crazy S&M stuff, or like watch this guy like abuse these girls. I'm like, I don't want to see abuse.
Yeah.
Just a little.
I don't want to see her crying, but
just like slightly playful, like spanking.
And that's how I that's how I was until I got into porn, and then I just totally went to the dark side. Now I'm like, choke me till I pass out. It's so bad.
So I think a lot of women do watch videos. I think before, it was more of a male thing and women were kind of embarrassed. But now that it's more mainstream, I think a lot of women are like, yeah, I'm kind of into this.
Yeah.
And so I feel like is more male focused. And I would like to see some more, like I said, just normal, but like light.
And it sucks because how they're starting to do like the women, like, making porn that's more for women. I couldn't think of the word right now. I'm like women oriented. It's like pretty like HD.
Yes,
which is nice, but that's not hot.
It's very erotic, sensual. It's very like lovemaking.
Yeah,
and
which I'm like, that doesn't turn me on.
That is a genre that has been ignored, and I'm glad they are exploring it. But still,
absolutely.
That's not what I like. I don't. Yeah. I feel like what I want is like very normal.
Like that's not just what women want to see. Is the I
think people watch pornography mainly as a way because either one, it's an outlet or a fantasy. So it's something that they wouldn't do, or two, to explore or learn about, maybe if their partner isn't as adventurous as they like, as like an instructional.
Yeah,
I've done that.
No, that's totally how I learned how to give head. It's amazing.
I
was like, oh, I gotta use hands with
it.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go and watch every single one of your videos now. I'm like, I didn't know you were blowjob specials.
And eat like Sour Patch watermelons or something. Because it makes more spit in your mouth, and then you can make it super sloppy. Ding, ding, ding. Tips.
You're hilarious. I do that sometimes where I use like a lube that's water-based and doesn't have icky flavor. And it actually helps.
I'm totally not experienced with lube. I just like spit. I'm like, just spit on me. I'm fine.
Like, I'm from New York.
Right? We like spit.
Spit and tears.
I don't know. It's like more like dirty though, so I don't know. I like it.
I do, but sometimes I get really bad dry mouth. So
that's why you have to eat the Sour Patch watermelons, or you choke on the dick because then it makes your mouth water.
I have a really bad gag reflex. I might actually puke. So
that's happened to me once, actually recently. And I'm so mad about it. The guy was like, I thought you were a professional. I was like, go fuck yourself. Because we were having sex and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna puke, and he's like, oh, that's fine. I'm like, no, I'm really gonna puke, and he just like grabbed my head and like just sat there, and I was like, and then he proceeded to push the puke off me and kept going. I was like, you're disgusting.
I don't know if people can
it's so hot.
I don't know if people can actually hear the podcast because we're both laughing so
Oh, God. They're gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
They're like, what is this podcast? This is definitely different. I had business people on yesterday.
And now I'm like, so you choke on the dick, you get more spit, and you're good to go.
Hey, we talk about all topics, all right? As long as they're out of the box.
Open
forum. So, what is the craziest thing that you will do or have done or fantasize about doing or might possibly do before? If you said you were thinking about going into the agent side in the future.
Right.
So, what is something that you're like, I need to do this?
I totally fantasize about doing one gangbang.
Really?
And like, I've never even done anal yet. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to gangbang.
Have you not done it on film or done it in real life?
I've only done it like twice in real life.
Can
you give me pointers?
I have no pointers.
Damn.
I actually have tried it unsuccessfully, and then I had a gay gentleman
they're literally the best to ask.
Give me a lot of tips that I was very surprised with. And I also have a friend that is an adult film actress, and I'm not going to say her name because I only know her real name,
right?
Not her porn name. And so I don't want to out her. I'm like, what's her porn name? I don't even know. I just know her as a friend. And she gave me some tips as well. And they just all seemed so elaborate. Like she was starving herself.
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't, because like enemas, you don't eat for a certain amount of time.
And I want people in real life to know this, because I think a lot of couples have very unsuccessful.
And they're like, what the fuck?
And they're like, why is this so horrible? How are the porn stars just loving it?
You have to do an enema the night before. Don't eat it all that night.
You can't eat. Yeah.
No. when you get on set, you can maybe have like a protein bar to just give you some energy. Do another enema, and this whole time you have to be wearing a butt plug.
Okay, I just want you guys to listen to this, men, okay?
Yeah.
Because I've had so many boyfriends pushing it on me.
Yeah, and then get mad that you don't want to do it.
And they get mad you don't want to do it. And then
takes work.
And I've also had boyfriends or girlfriends tell me that boyfriends have told them to do it, or husbands, and been like, well, why can this chick do it and you can't do it? They're professionals, guys.
Exactly. Like,
they're
you don't see what happens the 12 hours they're preparing.
The behind the scenes. But she told me that as well, that because what happened was we went out to eat for a friend's birthday who is actually a producer in the business as well. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, I can't eat. I have a scene tomorrow. And I was like, why can't you eat? And I thought maybe she wanted to look trim.
Thin,
I was like, oh, that's nice.
Well, that's also, girls won't eat before a scene to look thinner.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was the reason. And then she told me that she was doing...
She's like, no, I'm doing anal.
She's like, I'm doing an anal scene.
And you also have to take an Imodium.
Why? Tell me.
So it's not like watery. Like it... just tightens up.
Okay, listen to everything that has been listed.
Because if you're doing an enema and you're shooting all this water up, then it could get a little gross. So then take an Imodium to...
I actually have a comedian friend who I will quote because he does this bit all the time and he's hilarious and I'm telling everyone how funny he is. Willis Turner, and he does a bit about how he tried anal.
Oh, God.
And he pulled out and they did not do it correctly and there was poop all over the bed.
Oh, that's like my biggest. That's why I like no.
He's like, and she shit the bed. Punchline. Sorry to give away your joke, Willis. He's so funny. I love him.
You just ruined it.
Yeah, and it's like that's like my worst nightmare. Is like doing it, and then there's like poop all over the bed, and it's just a nightmare.
And that's the good thing though about the enemas. Like when you fully clean out, you relax more because you know it's not going to happen.
Okay, so let's go through the 4 or 5 steps, which were okay. Enema, starving yourself.
Yes.
Ladies, if you want to give good anal from 2 women who don't know what the hell they're doing.
I've only done it twice, so
she's only done it twice. I think
I go to like all the porn girls. I'm like, what do I do?
I've only done it 1.5 unsuccessful times, and this is it. Third-hand advice from a gay man, and also a porn star.
Other porn whores.
So 1 enema.
Yes.
2 starve yourself.
Yes.
3 Imodium.
No, butt plug.
Butt plug.
And like you can sleep with it in because it stretches you out, so you're not as tight.
What about this is my also another second worst fear other than possible pain and also pooping.
Tearing.
1, tearing, and also Dr. Drew has brainwashed me with the whole prolapse butt thing. I don't know if you know about that.
Yes.
That scares the living crap out of me.
To be honest, I've Googled it, unfortunately, because I'd be like, I'm not doing anal because that's not happening to me. But it's not from that. It's from like pushing. Like,
I don't know what that means, pushing.
Like pushing, like
bad poop?
Yeah, I guess so. If that's what you want to say. But no, like it's from girls like push and putting pressure and then like pushing out the insides. Like, I mean, if you do anal like for 12 hours a day, every day for the rest of your life, maybe that'll happen.
So like once or twice it's cool.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine.
Ooh, it just scares me.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
I'm like, I was always scared of like tearing, but if you think you're using too much lube, use more.
Okay.
Always use more lube.
Again, 2 girls that have no idea what they're doing.
Well, no, I totally had an extremely successful time, and I actually really liked it. I just haven't had, it was like recently, and I haven't had the chance to go at it again.
Okay, what about...
Because it's so much work, and I'm lazy as fuck. That's basically why.
It does sound like a lot of work. What about size? Does size matter? Like, is it better to be with the smaller gentleman?
Yes.
Yes.
Initially. And then you could work your way up. But that's what... They actually have... It sounds funny, a trainer butt plug kit that it starts off like the smaller butt plug, then it gets bigger and then bigger and bigger, and it helps. It's so weird, but like you get used to it. It's really cool and then really weird at the same time.
I'm on the fence. I'm open.
Right.
No pun intended. But I don't even like pooping. So
yeah, like I'm surprised I just talked about Imodium because I don't even talk. Girls don't do that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
No.
Women don't fart or poop or...
I shit glitter.
Yeah, exactly. So. We don't burp. I just coughed twice, but it was actually my dog.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. Okay, so gangbang. And what is the fantasy? Just like having all these guys like want you?
Yes.
Or, yeah.
And like I I was always in like how you like I liked the little bit of rough, like, you know, like spanking, but like then I got into porn and like I like to be, I mean, the best word I could think of is like degraded, but not like not step on my face kind of thing, but like I'm very submissive. There we go.
We have a lot in common in a very creepy way. You have no idea. I wanted to become a singer when I was little.
Really?
I was in the school choir and also a gospel choir.
Was that when you were at that church?
No, I was in a church choir and I was also in a school choir and a gospel choir, which is why I know like every single like black slave song / like black church song. And black people are always like,
how do you know this?
They're like, why do you know this? They're like, girl, you know about black people. I'm like, one, I'm from the South, and second, I was in a gospel choir.
Oh my God.
So that was what I originally wanted, but my voice has kind of gone completely south as I've gotten older, and I ended up as a stand-up. I think I just always wanted to be a performer.
Right.
I just think that I want to, you know,
making people happy and entertaining
in any way. And then I actually did think about the adult film industry, but I don't think my parents are as cool as you, and I think that's one of the reasons, because my family, including my parents and my extended family, are very judgmental. I love them to death, but they're very, very judgmental. And I guess my image was more important than my desire to do it.
No, I was totally scared, but like at the point that I was at when I decided to do it, I was like, I don't give a fuck. And then after, I was kind of like, shit, I have to tell my parents, but thankfully they were really cool about it.
Well, you really jumped into it too, which is super brave, because a lot of girls started as dancers.
Yeah, like I was literally a waitress in a pizza shop, and I was like, guys, I'm quitting, I'm gonna go do porn. They're like, shut the fuck. I'm like, no, I really am. And they're like, like I still text my old boss. He's like my best friend. He's like, so any new dicks lately? I'm like, yeah, well, like it's so weird, but like I literally just up and quit, and I was like, oh, I'm moving to California. They're like, are you really? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go do porn. And they're like, but like it was kind of expected, because I was always the girl, like I'd be with all the guys. So, oh, have you seen, like, what about this, like Jenna Hayes? Do you like her? And they like, we would compare porn stars that we loved. And so, like, they're like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Like, I get it. All right.
See, I'm really into Asian girls, and I feel like all
Latin girls.
I feel like all the Asian girls that I've seen in the business. I'm really bad with names. I could recognize vajayjays, but
that's talent.
Are either kind of have this like whorish,
they're like super dirty,
like super whorish kind of Thai prostitute look, or they're these Japanese girls that look super, super crazy innocent. But I don't like the Japanese girls because, one, they're never shaved or waxed for some reason. Yeah. And two, it's too creepy. Like,
yeah, they do.
Like, what are you doing?
Can you do voiceovers on pornos? Please?
I would love to. It's always the same thing. It's like, like I feel like they're almost like not even human. Yeah. And I feel like,
no, I totally get it. Like, I'm such a dirty talker, and to just see girls just be like,
yeah.
Okay.
And there was like this one I saw where the girl, it was like a Japanese girl, and she was playing like a sex doll, and the whole time she just laid there.
Oh my god, that's
super creepy.
So creepy.
And then at the end, she's like, I'm like, is she choking? Like, is that supposed to be turning people on? I don't know.
That's really fucking creepy.
I feel.
Well, I mean, the top girl right now is Asa Akira.
She's adorable, but
she's like super dirty girl.
She is. She's a super dirty girl, and also she
like double anal.
She does like the
vag.
heavy. I think she's beautiful. Yeah, but she does the heavy eye makeup, like the whore makeup, as I call it. I want to see an Asian girl that's like a cute girl next door, like natural. Again, no daddy issue.
Yeah.
Is this real? Does this happen? Is there a unicorn in porn? And I just feel like I haven't seen that. And I've seen Latin girls like that. I've seen a couple Latin girls like that are like cute girl next door types.
Latin. Like, they're my weakness.
And I've seen a lot of white girls like that. But come on, Asian girls, come on.
Yeah. I think they do the makeup because like they don't want the lid, and they try to make their eyes pop more. And it's like, no, like embrace it.
That's what, first of all, guys that love Asian girls love that about you.
Exactly.
I actually have to tell you a non-porn related story that's funny about that. So I was in Fast and the Furious 3 Tokyo Drift as like a car show model or something. And they did my makeup like that. And they were like, but they did it like the opposite because my eyes are almond shaped. They're like, your eyes aren't slanty enough.
And you're like, okay.
And they actually put makeup on me because I was supposed to be playing a Japanese girl and made my eyes more slanty.
Oh my God.
If that's possible.
At least they knew how to do it and didn't fuck it all up.
They did, and I don't think they let us have cameras on set, but I would have taken a picture because I looked actually more Asian, if that's possible. My eyes were super slanty.
Well, yeah, no, your eyes are rounder.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, it's like my eyes are really slanty right now. What did they do? So that was awesome. But that's what I want. I want to see that, and I want to see. There's everything I want that I like is kind of slightly above middle of the road, which I feel like. In porn, it's either extreme or the other. So, producers, directors, if you're listening, there's an audience for
I'll
people
start it for you.
that just want slightly mediocre porn.
Just mediocre sex, like nothing too intense.
Like normal, but like slightly more. Just like slightly more intense
just
than
turn
normal.
It up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not into the face kicking. Although there was one...
The face kicking, did you just say?
Yeah, you haven't seen like where guys are just like, you're a bitch, and like kicking the face and like, well, extreme abuse. Like, no, I don't want to see her.
Yeah, like facial. No, the best. There's a website. Have you ever been to efucked.com?
No, but I have to after this.
It's amazing. It's the funniest website you'll ever go to. It's like efuct.com. And it's like all porn bloopers. But like there's this website, facial abuse. There's like, I could never work for it because I know I would break down crying. Because like the whole point of their website is to like degrade the girl. So even before the scene starts, like the guy will be like, oh, so what made you want to become a porn star? She's like, I just want to do it. He's like, well, fucking don't. And they're just like, okay. Like, it's so great, though. And, like, I feel horrible for laughing, but it's amazing. Like, he just shits on all their lives. And, like, like, but it's, like, that kind of, and, like, they'll completely degrade the girl, like, step on her face, pour dog water on her.
Aww.
Yeah, but they sign up for that. So it's,
You're
you
like,
can't
look,
be, yeah.
They're paying for it.
They're called facial abuse. So what do you expect, But, like, it's like I could never do those extreme scenes. And like I remember I showed up to set one day and they just told me, they're like, oh, it's gonna be a solo, just you, and I'm like, okay. And then they called before and they're like, would you mind doing a 3-guy hand job scene too? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I get there and the guy's like, so have you ever done dom, like, is this the first time you're doing domination? And I'm like, what am I doing? And he's like, domination. And I'm like, no, like I didn't know I was doing this. So I call my agent. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm asking, and he's like, no one told me that. So he's like, hold on, I'll call you right back. So he's on the phone with like the main guy there, and I'm in the other room, and the guy's like, yeah, like ball kicking. I'm like, I'm good on that. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Like I can't kick a man in the nuts. Like that's a little too intense for me. But it's like they have it's like ball kicking and armpit licking. I was like,
that sounds disgusting.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna head out. It was and quite the experience, but like, yeah, I can't do the crazy shit. That's not my thing.
So I have to tell you my real life, and listeners, my real life. If you're okay, first of all, if you're related to me in any way, shape, or form, stop the podcast now.
Well, I think they should have already.
Turn it off. So I had a little adventure. I've talked about it on a couple of other podcasts, not mine, on other people's. But when I was 18 years old, my boyfriend cheated on me and left me.
Bastard.
For a professional dominatrix.
Oh my God.
And so I thought he was into something. I was 18. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought he was into something that I did not know about. So I wanted to try to win him back. So I started doing dominatrix work on the side through Craigslist, which I'm sure is extremely dangerous.
I was just going to say, that sounds super safe.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be alive today.
Yeah.
And
Holy shit.
I did about 5 or 6 sessions. I had no idea what I was doing. I literally just bought like a black dress and like a whip. And I was paid over $200 an hour to beat the living crap out of mostly extremely successful.
Yeah, they're always like
extremely successful CEOs. I mean, international corporations. Like, so one guy stupidly emailed me from his work email, and I was like, oh my God, he's like the CEO of this like giant company.
Holy shit.
That we all know and love and shop at. And
oh God.
It was, and one of the guys actually told me that I was the best dominatrix he had ever been with. And I didn't do anything sexual. I did not have sex with the guys. Right. I literally just beat the living crap out of them.
Yeah, no, they don't even want to have
sex. In a sexy outfit. They don't even want sex.
Yeah.
And people, like, a lot of people do not believe me. They're like, oh, you did something. I'm like, no. I literally took
like,
a whip.
Right? 90% of the time their dicks aren't even out, right?
And yeah, no dicks out. And I just beat the crap out of them and called them names, which was actually really fun.
It's like, get all your aggression out on the guy who cheated on you. You fucking piece of shit.
And I got paid tons and tons and tons of money to do it. The only thing I would say is, ladies, be careful. I obviously was a
Don't do it on Craigslist.
Yeah, I was an idiot and could have gotten murdered at any time.
There's like forums for that. I mean, I don't know that's specifically aimed towards dominatrix, but there's like sexyjobs.com that girls can go on there, which is a safer environment.
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And it's always anytime I see a guy like in a business suit who looks like he has his shit together, I just think in my mind, like, what kind of creepy shit are you going to do?
It's I mean, to each, like, I'm not one, like, I mean, who the fuck am I to judge? But it's like some crazy shit. Like how I said, there's balloon popping where they just like to watch girls sit on balloons and pop them, or like
I would do some of the trampoline videos. There's videos where they have cute girls jumping on trampolines.
That just reminds. Do you remember the Man Show? That was like my other pervy thing. I watch that show all the time. I'm like, oh my god, hot girls.
Yeah, that and like anything like that's not like too crazy. I would do that just because it seems fun, and like, why not? Like, guys are giving you money to do fun
I
stuff.
know a guy who has a fetish to come in girls' hair. Like he like actually wraps the hair around his dick and like fucks it and then comes in it.
I feel like that looks really disgusting in my mind.
Like that would feel like I feel like that would be irritating. Like a girl's hair, like it's ratty. And
what kind of conditioner do you use?
I know. I just started L'Oreal deep conditioner, so I just straighten it every day.
That's why you're getting heat damage, and you're going to damage this guy's penis.
I know.
And you're going to hurt it with your splits.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to hurt your dicks.
I actually have really enjoyed our conversation.
I know. I don't even know where we're going.
I don't even know what we're talking about. I have no idea what day of the week it is or what time it is.
I don't know. I just know I'm sweating out my energy drink right now.
The windows are all closed. My dog just
She's trying to kidnap me in her dungeon.
My apartment looks like
in her dominatrix dungeon.
That's right. I don't know what I did with that whip. I think I sold it or gave it to Goodwill. But I think I gave it to Goodwill.
Going into Goodwill and being like, oh, here's a whip.
Well, what am I going to do with it? I don't do dominatrix stuff anymore.
That's... What would you do, though, if you walked into Goodwill and saw a fucking whip?
I would think it was part of someone's Halloween costume. Catwoman Halloween costume. And I would not even
Maybe my mind's just always in the gutter. I totally wouldn't think that.
I'd
be like, how much semen is on this thing?
I like that you think like this, though, because I get sick of the nonsense. I feel like I'm in a masculine world just because I'm surrounded by male stand-up comedians all the time.
Right.
And I don't like being with women where I can't talk about, because I feel like everyone has masculine and feminine energy in them. And I feel like women are very sexual creatures.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like this whole nonsense. Like, I have...
That girls can't be that way.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's still kind of, like, hypocritical because, you know, men want these, like, whorish girls, and yet I hear guys, oh, this girl's a slut. She's a whore. I'm like, okay, that's what you want.
Make up your mind.
Like, that doesn't make
no,
any sense.
They want a whore just for them, and then to everyone else, she's a good girl.
Which is the complete hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And I also don't like...
That's why I'm upfront. I'm like, I'm a slut. Nice to meet you.
I don't like that either, because I've, I can be slutty if I want to be, but I've also had guys be like, oh, I thought you were like this. I'm like, yeah, but you're disgusting. Like, I don't want to be a slut with you.
Yeah. Nobody wants you. So
like, I feel like some people feel entitled to that. Do you ever have people coming up to you and making assumptions about your sexuality because of your...
all the fucking time.
Like, Tessa, why won't you make out with me? Come on.
Or Tessa. That's like the one thing, like, as much as I'm like, okay, I got myself into this, but like the fact that I do... That's like you going to dinner and someone be like, tell me a joke. You're like, no. Like, you know what I mean? People are just like, oh, like, would you fuck me? I'm like, no, you're disgusting. Or, it's just like, they just assume that I'll fuck whoever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a slut, but like, my sex life off camera is the saddest thing in the world. I had sex last night for the first time in 3 weeks.
With off work.
Off camera. Well, I haven't worked in 3 months because of my back. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I have a herniated disc and a bulging disc. We won't talk about how we got that. You can assume. But yeah, like I don't, and like, but when I do have sex, like I'll get like hooked on that guy and I'll be like sending him naked pictures all day. So I'm like slutty for that person.
Yeah, got it.
But then I mean, I fuck all the time. I guess because I fuck all the time on camera, that like off camera, I'm like, okay, that means something.
No,
but I definitely have my slutty moments where I'll just be like, I'll bang them all. Give me him and him and him.
I totally know how you feel because it's, as a comedian, okay, people, listen to me and stop arguing with me. 99.9% of comedians are super shy.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. I'm shy as fuck, especially with
most
guys.
Most performers are shy. Get it through your thick skulls.
It's so weird. It's like because we become that person when we're performing.
We're channeling it.
Yeah.
We're channeling it. And people do not understand that if I hear another person telling me to tell them a joke, oh, you don't seem like a comedian, you're so quiet. I'm not performing right now.
Go fuck yourself. Here's a joke.
It's so irritating. Well, I've had people argue with me. Well, this person is like so outgoing. Like, how can they be shy? They're on stage being outgoing. It's a different thing.
Completely different situation.
It's totally different. It's like freaking Beyonce is shy. Beyonce has said,
she has the alter ego Sasha Fierce.
She has said, I'm a shy person.
Yeah.
And people are like, how is she shy? Because she's turning it on.
Yeah.
People who are performers turn it on and then they turn it off, and it's very difficult for them to turn it on when they're off.
Like, and it's so like I wrote like a whole Tumblr blog on it because my fans are like, oh, how are you not going on dates all the time? I'm like, I'm awkward as fuck around guys. Like, even if it's like if the hottest guy in the world came up to me and was like, oh, like, could I get your number? I'd be like, oh my God, no. And like walk away because I'm so awkward and shy. And I get like, oh my God. Like,
I think because the average person is so shy to take it to that level of doing pornography or performing in front of people or performing or singing in front of people that they can't imagine that someone who could do that could also. But I mean, I think it's part of the performer coin, right? You know, like, is that we have that both sides and we can't. That's why I think, like you were saying, a lot of your friends who are in the adult business are going into comedy. Mm-hmm. And I know people who have gone, you know, vice versa. And I think if you're a performer, it's kind of like, they're all it's all the same. Yeah. You know, I know musicians.
We like understand each other more so.
I know artists, and people are like, well, how could you create this amazing art and like you can't like talk about yourself, or you can't do that? It's like, look, that's just how our brain works.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like with me, like I used to be really good with it, but like the past like 4 years, I got really, really shy and insecure about my singing. So now, like, if I mention people like, oh, sing for me, like, oh my God, no. Like, because it's like, that's what you care about. So you're just so scared that someone's going to judge you on it that you're like, no. And you get shy about it. It's really weird. It's a weird concept.
Yeah. So don't ask her to have sex with you on the fly.
Right.
Unless she knows you and thinks you're hot.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'm drunk. No.
You're like,
and you
really.
Don't offer me money because well, how much can I pay you to? I'm like, I'm not a hooker, so.
So has people gone on to you and said, how much can I pay you to have sex with you?
I mean, granted, there are girls that do escort calls.
Yeah, I was gonna say some girls call,
but I've made it very clear that that's not my thing. I've never done it. I mentally wouldn't be able to do that, and I've made it clear that I won't. And yet, how much to fuck you? Oh, you're a whore. I'm like, okay.
Okay, on the other hand, my price is $500. You can PayPal.
That's not a lot. That's not a lot.
You can, girl, I'm broke.
Up it.
$700 an hour, guys.
She's $1,000 an hour.
Listen to me. I'm broke. I need money.
$5,000 for an overnight stay. I could be your madam.
Okay, this is exactly why she wants to be an agent. She's already negotiating.
I will fight for her.
This is when Rosie Tran dropped out of stand-up comedy and went. Not into porn, straight into being a prostitute.
You can find her on Backpage.com.
Oh my God. You're so funny. So yeah, but I think entertainers in general, we all understand each other. But normal people who are listening, don't do that. Do not ever, 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 ever ask a comedian to tell a joke. It's like pouring like hot gasoline on a fire.
It's oh my God. And I'll literally like have a panic attack. Like someone's like, sing. I'm like, oh my God, no. Like, they're like, okay, it's not that serious. I wasn't asking you to like solve world peace.
But I know people can't do that. And I get irritated when they do. Like I went to like some workshop. I don't even know what I was doing. And this woman was saying she was a singer. And someone was like, sing, sing, sing. And she's like, okay. And then she's like belted out like the, you know, gospel national anthem. And everyone's like, wah!
I totally wish I could do that though. Like I wish I could just be like, fuck it, I'm amazing, you know, but working on it, getting there.
Yeah, I think that is more of a rarity for sure.
Yeah,
for someone to just perform right now.
Like, okay.
Have you ever had an instance where you were on set and you just got camera shy all of a sudden and couldn't perform or got sick or just was like, this guy is creepy, I don't feel him at all?
I mean, I haven't gotten camera shy, but there's definitely been instances where me and that guy just like wouldn't click. But I'm a New Yorker, so I'll tell them. I'll be like, you're being a fucking asshole. So either change your attitude.
More accent.
You're
Oh, there's my dog. Hey. She's actually a part of the podcast now. She's been in every episode barking in the background eventually.
Hi. You're being a fucking asshole. I'm going to punch you in your fucking mouth if you don't stop. And that's pretty much how it goes. No, and I'll just kind of tell them, I'm like, this is not going to work if you keep like acting that way.
So, my poor puppy. She's
guarding us.
She's guarding us. She's like, they're trying to talk about sex.
Those hoes.
Don't walk by this apartment. What a good guard dog. So what does that mean, being an asshole? Like him being too demanding, not doing what's involved in the scene?
Even just kind of like, for me, because luckily I work with a lot of like professionals, but you know, if they walk in with like an arrogant attitude, just kind of like, oh, I'm the shit. Like, there have been guys that I've never worked with before, and when they get there, I like to be like, hi, I'm Tessa, you know, and just talk, because, I mean, we're about to have sex, so I'd like to talk to you for at least a minute, and they'll, like, walk on set and walk past me, and I'm like, cool, okay.
So do you think that male porn stars get into the business for different reasons than female porn stars? Because it seems like, I've heard some, you know, male porn stars that have said kind of the similar, oh, I had a dysfunctional childhood, or oh, I had whatever. And some guys saying that they're just addicted to sex.
Yeah.
Some guys saying, I've heard so many different things.
I mean, for me, I'm just totally like an attention whore. I'm a self-admitted attention whore. And I think a lot of the guys, though, because they're like, cool, I get to fuck all these girls. But then a lot of guys fall out of that because then they get into it and they're like, holy shit, this is actual work. Like, they have to stay hard for like 45 minutes at least. And come on cue, and like that's hard, and you have to perform in front of a crew of people, you know what I mean? So it's like they're kind of like, okay, maybe this isn't what I thought it was gonna be, but I think they definitely get in for different reasons. Like, we're just different. Women and men are just so different.
I'm an attention whore too. I love attention.
Me too.
I love attention. It's fun.
Yeah, like give me attention all the time, and I'm happy.
Are you an only child, middle child, or?
No, I'm one of 4. I'm the second oldest.
Yeah, I'm a middle too. Maybe that's why. Mom and Dad just screwed us up.
Was it like middle child syndrome?
It's middle child syndrome. We need
Jan Brady.
Attention. Yeah. Marsha.
The worst.
And so, unfortunately, we're gonna wrap up. But do you have anything to promote that's coming up?
Well, I haven't worked, but they could totally follow me on Twitter at It's Tessa Lane, and then I'm starting to promote my YouTube that I sing on. Yay! Tessa Lane XXX.
Okay, guys, you have to go on her YouTube and put positive comments.
Yeah, I turn the comments off because people are like, you should just continue to suck dick, and I'm like, okay.
I leave the comments, but I delete the negative ones. That's right. The people are so mean. I had a comment. Okay,
I'm just too lazy to go through them and delete them, and then I'd like go, if I was feeling like insecure, I'd go through and read them and be like, I suck.
First of all, you 13-year-old boys on there are super mean. I had one where I was telling jokes, no comments about the material. The guy was like, this girl has the flattest face I've ever seen in my life. Her face is so flat. Oh my God. I had another.
They literally have nothing better.
Nothing better to do. I had one where I did a joke about my husband. I would consider myself mildly attractive, right?
You're gorgeous.
Thank you. One guy was like, who in the hell would marry her? She's so disgusting. And then under that was it was an argument broke out about people saying whether I was hot or not.
Oh my God.
Some people were like, she's hot, I would date her. And then other people were like,
you're an idiot.
She's the ugliest chick I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, okay.
Make up your minds and keep it to yourself.
First of all, I have all of my limbs. I have straight teeth. I have been to parts of the Midwest and the South where people don't have teeth. I am not that freaking ugly, people. Get over yourself. I wish that if you left a comment on YouTube or Facebook that was negative, you had to have your picture up, like your real picture, and people could like personally barrage you or like get your address.
My God, that would be amazing.
Because I think that the anonymity, I don't know how to say that, of the internet makes people think they can say whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, and they do.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous.
It's so annoying.
Okay, I'm going off on a tangent. Guys, follow her on Twitter, go on her YouTube and watch it like a million times.
Yes.
And don't forget to go on outoftheboxpodcast.com and click on the donate button. We need money to pay for all this extremely expensive equipment. If you donate, what was $1,000? I don't know. I haven't.
Oh, $1,000 for an hour.
I haven't decided my sex rate yet, so maybe not. But donate to the podcast so I can pay off all this equipment. I'm in debt.
If you want to, come through me as well, because I can negotiate a price with you. But you have to donate to her.
And thanks for listening. Click subscribe and please rate us on iTunes. Thanks so much, guys.